So Thanksgiving is a holiday horror slasher directed by Eli Roth and stars Patrick Dempsey, Gina Gershon, Tim Dillon. Those were at least the people I recognized. And then a bunch of teenagers I've never seen before. The film is about a killer dressed as a pilgrim named John Carver, who's getting a Thanksgiving-themed revenge after a tragic Black Friday event. This film to me reminded me a bit of Halloween, not just because it was holiday themed slasher, but also it reminded me of a mix of Halloween and Prom Night, because this kind of follows the formula of an event that takes place where something bad happens, and then there's a time jump, and that event is kind of the motivation of the killer getting his revenge. And there's also a section of the movie that reminds me a bit of Happy Birthday to Me. And so I really enjoyed this film. It's part of the Grindhouse kind of series of films that started with Planet Terror and Death Proof, and those had a bunch of fake trailers that were made, like Machete. Werewolf Women of the SS was Rob Zombie's. It was Don't by Edgar Wright. And Eli Roth did Thanksgiving, and that was my favorite trailer. And then there was a fan trailer made, Hobo with a Shotgun. And so Machete has now been adapted and has a sequel. Hobo with a Shotgun was made with Rutger Hauer, and that movie's awesome. And now we're finally getting Thanksgiving, which, like I said, was my favorite trailer from the original Grindhouse double feature. So I've been really excited about this movie releasing. I love this film. I thought it was hilarious. I don't know what I would consider Eli Roth's best film. Yeah, and there's still a couple I need to watch. Like, I'll be watching the remake of Death Wish on the channel at some point in the near future. I'm really excited about that. But this is definitely one of his films that I'll probably end up watching the most. Especially because I love holiday-themed slashers, and this one is incredibly good. And I want something that I can double feature with Blood Rage, my favorite Thanksgiving slasher. One of the only ones that I love to watch over and over. There's not a lot of Thanksgiving horrors that I just love and watch every Thanksgiving, but this one I can finally add to the list. I'm excited to be able to now watch Blood Rage and Thanksgiving every Thanksgiving. Blood Rage I've watched with my family on Thanksgiving. We ordered Chinese for Thanksgiving. We watched Blood Rage, and that was one of my most favorite Thanksgivings with my family. Like, it was a crowd pleaser. Everyone had a blast and loved that movie, and it's very kind of grindhousey and everything itself. So anyway, getting into the plot. So this girl Jessica and her friends are at a Black Friday event, and all the characters in the film, like the local like sheriff Patrick Dempsey, Tim Dillon was like the security guard of the department store. But basically things go awry and people die. And that opening sequence of the Black Friday just going off the chain and people getting killed and everyone's just being savage as fuck, like, that scene had me laughing. I was laughing louder than anyone in the theater at that scene. I thought it was fantastic. I was dying laughing. I thought it was a great start to kick off the film and just have like some really good practical effects and some good kills with some good humor as well. I can't tell you how hard I was laughing at that sequence. And then there's a one-year time jump where John Carver, the killer pilgrim, is making a dinner table all set up with the people's names on it he wants to get revenge on. So he's setting up kind of a Thanksgiving dinner, and he's sending like pictures and video to all the people whose names are on the table. Like, you guys are next. What ensues is just a great slasher with a bunch of like fun and hilarious and inventive kills with some great practical effects. There's especially one where this dude's nose is turned to the side and hanging off, kind of, you know, I'm not trying to do any spoilers really, but there's one kill that had me laughing so hard, where it takes place in a vehicle And after it happens, it cuts to some children in the passenger seat, and there's blood from off screen squirting all over them as they're screaming, and it was just so funny, and I was laughing my ass off. So the kills were fun and funny, and the practical effects were fantastic. So there's no real character development. This is one of those slashers where it's kind of driven by the interpersonal drama of the teenagers. Like, you get to know who they are just because of their like interpersonal stuff that's going on. Like, the main character Jessica has two kind of love interests going on to add some like conflict, and the whole film is got the whole whodunit formula. A lot of it is really formulaic, but to me not in a bad way, because a lot of time fans literally just want a formulaic slasher. That's kind of like why they love slashers, and just put the creativity and the humor in the kills. People just want something that's like fun and funny, and maybe at times will make you be like, some of the kills or practical effects will make you like cringe or want to like look away or something. But a lot of people want you know, the film more focused on not trying to have some super creative, elaborate plot with some sort of mind-blowing plot twist. They just want like a straight, like, this movie is just so straightforward of a slasher that uses lots of like tropes and like homages to other slasher films, and it's just a hell of a good time. And it's just like, keep it simple, have fun with it, and that's all people like want. Like, and I think some of the reviews, or maybe the mainstream ones, are dogging it for being kind of like simple and formulaic, but you know, a lot of horror fans actually find that a positive sometimes. So it's like, I love lots of creative horror films, but at the same time I love formulaic horror films, and especially like slashers. There's something just at home about watching a nice formulaic slasher that's just having a lot of fun and creativity with the kills and some of the ideas and themes of the film and whatnot. And so I didn't think any of the straightforwardness, simpleness, or formulaicness was a detriment to the film in any way. In terms of what they brought over from the original Grindhouse trailer, there were three main things. We had the Thanksgiving parade from the original trailer was pretty much in the film intact. They have the trampoline scene, a little bit different, but at least we got it. So I'm happy they did the trampoline, because that was one of the most memorable parts of the original trailer. And then they had, you know, someone being cooked and put on the dinner table, kind of like bound and looking like a turkey with the way their legs are and everything like that. So there was a few things from the original trailer, but a lot of it was original stuff. The movie definitely went in its own kind of direction than the original trailer, because the original trailer was very exploitation and dark and very grindhousey and over the top. And so that I did prefer to have got one that was more like VHS quality and exploitation heavy, because I thought the original trailer was so funny. Like, this movie was like funny, but it was like, it took it to another degree, having like the trampoline scene in the original where the chick does a split and lands on the knife as she's doing the split, or the chick's giving the guy a blowjob and his head gets severed and she notices like right as she swallows. And all this where it's just like, you know, you could say like some of that stuff is like, maybe he couldn't make a film like that and it get rated R, but I disagree, because the Grindhouse double feature was rated R and it had that trailer in it that had all those crazy scenes, and it was just rated R. So I feel like you could have made like an over-the-top like slasher that was a bit grotesque, where people, you know, some people would be like, anyone who finds that film fun or funny is completely sick and disgusting. Like, I would have loved for him to make like over-the-top exploitation slasher that's a bit grotesque like the original, but this one is still great fun. It's better than most like horror movies or slashers that you're gonna see right now, because you're definitely just gonna be, you know, having a lot of fun and laughing and enjoying the creative and splattery kills. That's a hell of a good time. And there can be like sequels, and he could maybe, you know, make part 2 like more over the top. Think of like Halloween Kills, You know, we've had Halloween Kills even in this whole Grindhouse series. Machete got a sequel, Machete Kills, and so I still like the original. Machete is like one of my favorite movies of the Grindhouse series. I love that movie. The sequel is not as good. The original is so damn good. And I'm glad to have another film like Thanksgiving is a great addition to the Grindhouse movie series, and especially of the whole fake trailers being made into real movies. That's just a really fun concept that they kind of made those fake trailers, and now we've gotten 3 actual movies from them. So yeah, this is a high recommend from me. I'm going to see it again this week with my sister and a friend. I'm really excited to see it again. I'm a big fan of Eli Roth. I can't wait to watch a couple. I've seen most of his films, but there is a couple, like I said, Death Wish, and a couple others that I haven't seen, but they're in the stack to watch on the channel. So let me know if you guys are interested in that, and let me know what you guys thought of this film and what slasher films it reminded you of, and if you had a blast and were laughing as hard as I am, because I definitely want you guys to see this, and I want y'all to enjoy it, and I hope y'all had as much fun as I did. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick review. I hope you're all having a good one, and thanks for watching.